Guys got the testo in there. We're looking at another first company air handler. Didn't sound like the refrigerator's moving through the pipe. I have it set in cooling. It's a cool day, but they said the cooling wouldn't work, so I'm gonna be heading up to the roof here in a minute. Just want to get a temperature before I go up there. Got my Trane unit here. Little TWP 018. Apartment number 107. So I hear the contactor buzzing. I'm gonna open it up and see what it looks like inside. I got my hooked up to the ground right there. And of course, 124 volts down there. So we're getting voltage on one leg, getting voltage on the other leg. Let's check across these fuses. That's what I think is blown. I will check tone here. See, we have tone right there. And have no tone across the fuse. So the fuse is blown. Try the other one. Oh. There we are. We have tone there. No tone. Fuses are blown. Might be blown because this starter capacitor isn't working. Pulled excessive amps. We'll check the run capacitor as well. We got these Aerobox 35.4 capacitors, and most of these things are good. This one's good too, and they've lasted the last 20 years, and I don't remember having replaced any of them. It's made in the USA. I've only replaced ones where I've done major repairs, I believe, and if I had replaced one, it'd be like one or two at the most, and I don't think I've replaced any of them. So I guess that's our number 96 is the year. Wow, good stuff. Alright, so I'm gonna go. I'll probably switch out the contactor just because it's making so much noise. It's been around for 20 years anyway, I'm sure. Get the mega ohm meter, see if we have any grounds in the unit. It might be the crankcase heater. We'll just get rid of it, and then I will be back up on the roof here. But those are the things I'm gonna chase down. I'm gonna get the mega ohm meter to see if we have any grounds, because the meter, while it can tell you there's a dead short, it doesn't always pick up grounds really well, so you have to get something that's designed to pick them up. And that would be the mega ohm meter. Capacitors are fine. Capacitors are good. So there's a reason why these fuses blew, whether they're old or whatever. They are, I'm sure. But we're gonna make sure if there's a reason, we're gonna find out why. You guys got the mega ohm meter up here. One of them is clamped to our ground on the unit. Keeping in mind that I want to stay clear of that, because if you touch the unit, it will zap the dog piss out of you. What, 500 volts. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and push this against here on the side that is shunted through. Did you see it passes? If I can get it in there. Yeah. It passes all the way through. Not many mega ohms at all. Alright, I'm going to hold it up there. As you can see, not much resistance at all. So I'm going to take that crankcase heater off. We'll start there. Alright guys, we have the crankcase heater lead here. The other end is disconnected. It's a purple wire. As you can see here, it's purple because the crankcase heater runs in series with a temperature switch. That's the purple leads. Not much resistance there. 1.1. See, that was good on the other. Without the crankcase heater, it looks pretty good. Let me try it again. Try to get a little bit wedged in there. I need to give you two leads with clamps on them. Here we are. A lot less resistance there, but still, it's not like a dead short or anything like that. So we'll disconnect the crankcase heater and then change these fuses out. I'm going to remove that old noisy contactor. I have my low voltage out of the way. There's still power on it, so I got to keep it separated. Keep it separated. This one is one of these tricky ass contactors with the shunt in them. So I'm going to use this one so I don't mistakenly use it somewhere else, so I can get rid of it. but there's a shunt on this side. I'm going to match it up with the shunt on this side of this one. So, and when I am done, I'll let you guys see it and we'll fire things up. Here's our ETN contactor, fresh off the boat from China. I just put those same ring connectors back where they were on the previous contactor. Seem to work just fine. So I'm going to fire things up now, get a little bit of refrigerant pressure, make sure everything looks good, and then we'll actually do a little maintenance on it that I usually do all of them at the same time, but I'll go ahead and do this one since we're here. Replacing the hard start because it was malfunctioning. The potential relay was click, 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 click. It would never engage, and I didn't have one, so I had to run down the street, and the only thing they had was these little crappy hard starts. But you know, something's better than nothing. So I have my little crappy hard start in there, and the unit is running. I have to test those on it. I'm gonna check the pressure here in just a second. I'm gonna let it run while I clean up some of my stuff. I'll let you guys see what it's doing. 8 ounces in of refrigerant. We're gonna see how that works. Testos on this one, doing a pretty good job. Matching up with my phone pretty well. Like I said previously, on my tablet, they would kind of freeze up. So that didn't work out. Galaxy Tab 4, by the way. So put a little bit of, of course, R22, because it's R22 system has refrigerant in it. We're just gassing this one up. They're going to probably start having to make some decisions here. You try to limp these things along for years at a time, but now it's coming to the point where, despite there being a few good ones out here, most of them are still the Tranes, and they're starting to break down one after the other. So they're going to have to start making some replacements, or it's just the repair bill is going to be enormous. But I'm going to let it run for a few minutes to stabilize out, then I'll finish the charge if needed. Guys, I gave it a couple pounds of refrigerant. Our suction pressure is in the upper 60s now. We have around 15-20 degrees of superheat. We did get a lot of fluctuation on the suction line temperature and mainly PSI reading. Leads me to believe that either the system has some sort of contaminant in it to some degree, or has some non-R22 in it to some degree. I'm not sure. I've been servicing this one for about 4 years. I've yet to do any major repairs on this particular unit, so I'm not quite sure what happened beforehand. I am going to ask, and I'll feed that information to you guys if there's something interesting that comes about. Of course, we have our crappy hard start, new contactor, 2 pounds of refrigerant, and removed the crankcase heater because it was shorted to ground. It actually burned in half. So this one had quite a few things going on with it. Same old, same old. Compressor's running at 4.5 amps, and it's rated for 8, so we're good. I put it in heat. I was thinking that maybe some of that fluctuation in the suction line might be because of the oil log in the evaporator, so I put it in heat to get that a little bit more. You know, what's interesting is I just noticed something right here. Look at there. That broke off. We're going to have to fix that too, or else this unit won't be defrosted very often. As you can see, there's no light. I'm glad I saw that. So I got the heat going, and I look down here. I've shut the power off now. And these are especially bad. All the conductors are falling off of them. And so I turned the power off downstairs. I'm going to remake all these connections because they're just so horrible. Sometimes I can hit them with the liquid electrical tape, but this time I think I'll just go ahead and remake them all. Yeah, have all my wires remade there, looking much better than they did before. There's our old ones. You can see them kind of messed up in the sun. Put them in my trash can here. So hopefully everything is smooth sailing now, besides our little fluctuation in suction pressure. So it probably won't be smooth sailing, but hopefully she'll cool. So I'm going to turn the power back onto it, fire it back up, make my tag, and then I'll take a temperature split down in the apartment to make sure it looks somewhat normal, and we are done for today.